Hi, welcome to this relaxing, slowing down yoga practice. So what we're going to use for today is either a chair or a sofa or an armchair would be fine, something that you can put your legs up on. We also are going to use a firmish stack. It could either be a blankets, firm cushions, or a couple of yoga blocks with a blanket over them. So a little bit of a stack like that. And then the third thing we're going to use, if possible, is either a band, a yoga strap, just something long that you can tie a loop into. So a scarf might work, or a tie, or something like that. So gather those things and then we will get started. So for our first movement today, we are going to be in a kneeling position like this. So if this is not a comfortable position for you, just for this one first move, I suggest you could sit on a chair or on the edge of the sofa to do this one. Okay, so choosing where you'd like to sit, and we're going to let the hands rest on the thighs and just have a little roll through your shoulders, so a bit of movement, loosening up, so starting to settle. And then find relative stillness. If you're happy to, you can close your eyes. And then from there, we're just breathing in and out through the nose and feeling the movement that our breath creates in our body. So nothing too deep, just noticing when you're inhaling, there's a whole connected flow of movement through your body. And then when you're exhaling, there's that sense of everything going a little bit heavier and settling. You might notice the shoulders dropping and your weight sinking into your seat. So connecting to that breath rhythm, we just start to gently shift into just paying attention to sensations in the body. And we're just going to start to coordinate some movement with that breath rhythm. So next time you exhale, just let your chin drop to your chest and curl your spine. So it's as if your face is moving towards your lap, let your shoulders relax down, you're curled in a C shape. And then with an inhale, just let yourself unfurl and lengthen all the way up again. The crown of your head reaches to the ceiling and the chest feels wide. Exhaling, chin to chest, shoulders curl forward and round. Inhaling, you could even squeeze your legs together a bit and lengthen up. I'm just going to do a couple more like that. Curling down. And just moving through the spine really. Just finding a little bit of fluidity there. And then next time you curl down, we're going to stay there. As you inhale through your nose here, see if you can feel a little bit of expansion into your back ribs. Exhaling fully. So if we've just been breathing very gently, a bit shallow in the day, it can feel really nice to expand into this bigger back lung area, back rib cage. So just slowly expanding the sides of the ribs and the back. Exhaling there. And then we're just going to slide the hands onto the knees. Reach your right hand up so it's reaching forward. And then as you inhale, as if that hand is pulling you up, reach it up towards the ceiling. Let your body lengthen up as well. As you exhale, turn to the right, to the side, take your arm behind you. And as you exhale, that arm's dropping all the way down, sliding back onto your right knee. Curl yourself down, reach the left arm forward. Inhale, let that arm pull you up, lovely and tall. Exhale, rotate to the side, let the arm drop down. Slide your hand back onto the knee and curl down. I'm just going to do a couple more to each side. Inhaling up. Just making a big circle, so you're just moving right through your shoulder joint. Sliding down, inhaling up. And obviously if the shoulder feels at all uncomfortable, you're just modifying that circle a little bit. Might be a little bit more out to the side than reaching up. Sliding in. And last one on the left. And then just with your hands on your knees, let yourself curl one more time. Inhale, slide your hands to the top of your thighs, lift up, and slightly arch your back this time. Let your chin lift a little as well. Exhale, sliding the hands right over your knees.
the shoulders roll back, a little bit of an arch. Chin might lift a little.
Let's do one more like that. It's almost as you inhale and lift up, you're feeling energy
Move through your spine, through your whole body. And as you exhale and curl down, there's a sense of
just letting everything relax.
okay, we're going to shift to our next position, which will be hands and knees on the mat. So if you're on a chair, make your way to your mat. And then we're going to spread the fingers, plant your hands down into the mat. And just letting the hands be a grounding place for your body in this next movement, and also the shins and the tops of your feet are a grounding place. From there, we're just going to start to move the hips back. See if your arms can stay straight, your hands stay grounding, and just see how far back your body is happy to go, and then perhaps letting your head release down if that feels pleasant as well. We're going to come straight forward again, back to shoulders over wrists, knees over, hips over knees. And just let your head lift up a little as you come forward. And we'll repeat that, this time with a breath rhythm. So exhaling to pull back. Hands stay grounded. If you can, your arms can stay straight. Release your head. Inhale to come forward through the nose. Shoulders pull back. A little bit of a look forwards. Exhale, pulling back. Let your head release down. That's the quiet part of the movement. Inhaling, coming forward. Just drawing a little bit of energy through the body. Looking up. Exhale, pulling back. Inhale, coming forward. Let's do two more, and you can just really find the pace that suits you. You can do these quite fast. You feel like you have a little bit of antsy energy to move through your body, or you could be doing them really slowly. And then next time you pull back, we're going to stay there. So that could look like this. If a bit further forward is your more comfortable position, you might be resting your sit bones to your heels. So wherever works for you. And then we're just going to slide the left hand all the way out to the side of your mat. And then the right hand's going to follow and find the edge of the mat. You might be a little bit further up. Let your head release down. And just see how that top arm and shoulder feels. You might need to lower the elbow. And we're just going to stay there to the side and see how it feels to breathe along the right side of your body. From your right waist, through your right ribs, into your right shoulder. So wherever you are there. And just bringing your attention to slow breaths all up your right side and back down again. And that left hand can be pushing into the mat to help ground your your right sit bone. So you're helping your body sink into the right pelvis. And then from there, let your hands slide towards you. Hands back to the centre of the mat, and we'll try that same move on the other side. Right arm slides to the side. Left hand goes to the edge of the mat. Your head's somewhere in between. And then just let your body drape forward. Slowing your breath down. And visualizing, guiding a sense of lengthening from your left waist to the left ribs, to the left shoulder, reaching up. See how that top arm feels on this side. You might want to bend the elbow. It's really slow, full breath into your ribs. Sliding back to centre. And then from there we are going to shift to lying down. So hopefully with your chair or sofa fairly near and your cushions and strap to hand. And then we are going to lie down with knees bent. And just straightening your left leg to start with, all the way down to the mat, and have your right knee bent up. And your hands could be anywhere on your body or out to the sides. Just going to push that right foot down into the mat, so that the whole body sways over to the left. The right knee will go over to the left as well. And then just let yourself drop back down, back onto the floor. Maybe even you'll swing a little bit to the right. So the foot, the right foot, initiates the movement. Push yourself over, shoulders stay downish, and then rock back. I'm just doing a few of those. You're just kind of swinging through the body. That right foot pushes your body over to the left. Your right shoulder will go a little bit lighter. And you might start to sense that you're kind of rocking side to side on the back of your pelvis, rotating through your ribs. A bit of momentum as you swing back down. And then coming back to centre, and we'll swap sides. So this time your left foot's going to push into the mat, roll you over to the right a little bit, and then let yourself swing back. It's a really gentle, rhythmic movement. Rolling right to the outside of your buttock muscles on each side, so we kind of get a little massage there. Rib cage rolling. And slowing down, coming back to centre, bending both your knees, and just taking a breath there. Let your back really settle into the mat as you breathe out. And from there we're going to bend the right knee up into the chest, and the left leg could either stay bent with the foot on the floor, or you might prefer to straighten it all the way down to the mat with the thigh firm a little bit. So see which works better for you. You can try both. We're just going to start to circle the right knee. Start with a small circle. At one point that right knee goes across your left body, up towards your chest, out to the right, and a little bit away from you. And it's going slowly enough that you can keep your trunk relatively still and stable, rather than swaying with you side to side. And then gradually making that circle bigger. Then you can start to change direction with the leg. And just feel how you're moving the head of your thigh bone around in the socket. So it's just kind of oiling that ball and socket joint, warming it up. It's a nice one to do at the end of the day, because you perhaps haven't moved your hip joints through this range of motion. It just keeps everything kind of moving as it should, and just finding again a little bit of fluidity in the hips there. Let's do last one. And then bringing that foot down. We'll bend the left knee into the chest, and again choosing how you want to place that right leg, either knee bent or leg straight. And just start with a small circle on the left. Going right across towards your right ribs, to your chest, out to your side and away from you. And then make that circle a little bit bigger, trying to keep your trunk stable. So I like to hold my ribs just to kind of reinforce that. And then you can change direction as well. You might notice some clunks in the hip joint. That's normal. It's just the bones moving over the ligaments and different tissues there. Just trying to make your circle smooth. You might notice the little muscles around the hips. And then bringing that left foot back down to the mat. Just take a little breath into your hands there. And let the body go a little bit heavier and grounded to the mat. From there, let's take the feet almost as wide as the mat and reach your arms wide onto the floor as well. So we're grounding through the shoulders for this next movement. The shoulders will stay as our base with the chest wide and relaxed. And then just take a slow breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, for the whole of that exhale, let the knees drop to one side. And you can slowly turn your head in the opposite direction. When you're ready to inhale, let the knees and head come back up to centre. And then we'll exhale the knees to the other side. Turn the head away from the knees. Inhaling back up, knees and head. Exhaling down. You can even close your eyes. It's a simple movement. And just feel how you're kind of rotating and rocking your body. Letting the legs and the head drop down towards gravity. And this lovely rotation right through your spine, your pelvis, your ribs. And stay soothing rhythm for your body. Last one. And then as you come back to centre, to lift your knees towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs, just have a little rock on your lower back. You could make that a side to side rock, or you could even circle your knees so it feels like the back of your pelvis is drawing a big circle on the mat, just gently pressing into the mat. And then from there, just let yourself roll to your side and push yourself up. So we're going to do our last pose for today. If you're using a chair rather than sofa, just recommend you get your chair on your mat because it keeps it a little bit more stable. And then we want our stack of blankets or a couple of yoga blocks with a blanket over them, or a yoga bolster at your side, and your strap handy as well. So what we're going to do is lie down and put our legs up on the chair, and then using your feet kind of pushing down into your chair, lift your hips up and put your blocks or your blanket under the back of your pelvis. And you might have to adjust the height, but you want to feel like your hips are higher than your chest. That would be ideal. And your knees are kind of on the backs of your knees are on the back of the chair. So there's a position there. Could be a little bit closer. And the lift that you're sitting on is not too much in your lower back. You want to be able to feel like you're kind of able to drop your rib cage down into the space there towards the mat, and it feels like your lower back is lengthening rather than arching. So there's a downward slide feeling from your knees to your hips and then down to your chest and into your shoulders. You might like a blanket for under your head as well. Haven't got one, but that can be nice. And then the final piece of this is the band or the strap. And this is something that, often people don't get quite round to this bit, but it can make a big difference. So for today, let's try it and just find out, if you haven't done this before, if you're one of the people that this makes a big difference for. So you're going to tie it around the centre of your thighs, so that your legs end up about hip width apart or a little bit narrower even. And get that set, and then settle your legs. Find that tip under through your pelvis a little. Ribs are dropping down. Shoulder blades are underneath you. You can wrap and release them there. And then your arms can either be out to the side, or you can just fold at the elbows to bring your hands onto your body. But you do want to kind of get your shoulders down, shoulder blades down and under you first as well. And then the purpose of the strap is your thighs now can kind of push out into the strap, whether it's firm or a stretchy band, doesn't matter. And that means you're not gripping so much in the muscles around your hip flexors or your inner thighs to hold your legs up there. They can really relax. So once your inner thighs and the hip flexor muscles relax, that allows your pelvic floor, your lower back, your tummy, lets everything else, almost like a chain reaction, also stop that little bit of holding that is required if your legs are up here without a strap. So see if you can feel that your legs can kind of slightly push out into the strap, settling the shoulders underneath you. You can kind of squeeze your shoulder blades together and then slide them wide again. See where you want to settle your hands. And then just scrunch your eyes and face up and release. So just feel a sense of softening around your eyes. You can wiggle your jaw and soften around the jaw. Feel your tongue relax in your mouth. Take a lovely slow breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, just feel that chest area soften downwards, the ribs soften downwards. And then just stay with feeling how it's more your lower trunk, your tummy area is just gently rising and falling as you breathe. Feeling how you're in this sort of upside down slope. And making use of that feeling of your body gently rising up as you breathe in and softening down as you breathe out as an anchor for your attention. So often once we come still, we kind of float off into sleepiness, or sometimes our mind gets busy thinking about things again. So you can use that movement of your breathing as a way of just staying really aware and present with your body sensations, the shape you're in. Reminding yourself just to soften on the exhale anywhere you can feel. And allow yourself those few minutes just to be quiet and restful. And just to say, this should be really comfortable, so if anything isn't working for you, just adjust. It might be taking away the props that you're sitting on. It might be coming off the chair or sofa and having your feet flat on the ground. So see what works. And then wherever you are, I'm just going to time you for 3 minutes. So you can just stay steadily focused on your breath, and I'll let you know when it's time to shift again. Just gently tuning into the expansion of your inhale, that gentle movement outwards and upwards, and the softening of your exhale. Perhaps taking an even slower, fuller breath in, and a slower, longer breath out. And then we will prepare to shift and come back to seated. So just let your knees move towards you so that you can take the band or the tie of your leg. And then give your knees a little bit of a hug and find a way to roll to your side and push yourself up. And just come to a seated position. You can sit on your blocks or your blanket that you were using, if you like. And you could settle back to eyes closed in a seated position. And just have any little wiggle around with your shoulders, your hips that just help you to settle to seated. And give your body a few breaths to get used to being upright again. And feeling how your breath moves through you when you're upright, which feels different from lying down. And see if you can find that sense of just easeful, almost elastic expansion as you breathe in, that sense of filling your body with a little bit of uplifting, upright energy on the in-breath. And as you exhale, just feeling that sense of everything can soften, the shoulders, the tummy, and you can settle into your seat, your sit bones in contact with the ground. So giving yourself a chance to just breathe through your structure in a seated position. And just kind of checking in with how you're feeling after we've done that movement, a little bit of quiet rest. So to close, I'm going to suggest we bring hands onto the body. If you prefer, you can keep your hands on your legs or wherever they were. But it can be nice to have the hands on the body. And as you breathe in, just have a sense of breathing your body into your hands. And then as you breathe out, just feel the warmth and pressure of your hands just gently pressing into your body, feeling that contact and connection. You might do that a few times, inhaling your body towards your hands, into that holding of your hands. And then as you exhale, feeling that contact and warmth of your hands into your body. And just appreciating the time you've taken today just to slow down, quieten, have a few minutes of peacefulness with, nowhere to go, nothing to do. That helps us to kind of keep our equilibrium and come back to center. And when you're ready, take a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. And thank you for joining me in this practice today.